Where we are then, folks. A few days we've done, and now we're back on the soft. We're out for a little stroll today, prior to my cooking delights tonight. Behind me, in the distance, you can see La Boiselle, which is a Lochnagar crater, one of the biggest explosions ever on the Western Front. And over there in the distance, on the edge of that wood, you may or may not see it, there's the golden top of the Basilica in Albert. And right up ahead of me are the lads, Nav Shannon and the Ard Castle, and striding forth on our way to Fricourt. So we walk from La Boiselle, we're going to Fricourt, all the way round. I'm going to visit a VC winner and cemetery, and I'll show you that when we get there. And it's a beautiful day here again in France. A bit murky yesterday, but we had some good runs around in Verdun. And today, vlogs on the battlefield. So it's a cracking way to see it. So many obviously pull up to La Boiselle and park in their coaches, and of course they can't come down here, but the shame is they don't get out and have a bit of a stroll. And I think so sometimes it would be nice with the school trips if they actually said, you know what, kids, you're actually going to go home and walk a few miles, do you good, but you also get a better understanding and semblance of what went on with the battlefields. We were walking up what was called Sausage Valley. You had Sausage Valley this side, and on the other side of La Boiselle at the crossroads it was called Mash Valley. All these names and things that were given by the British troops at the time, and sometimes French troops, depending on who was here. Obviously 1915ish we took over from the French, relieved them from these parts of the area. And this was what we left behind was another area called the Glory Hole, which was one time regarded on the Western Front as one of the worst places to fight. Over 110 explosions. That's quite a pockmarked little spot there. All came from a farm when they went down in the cellars, and they dug from the cellars deeper and deeper until they got to water table level at 36 metres deep. So you get out and see these things, you see things a bit more, you get to see this beautiful countryside, what was being fought for, and how it is today, obviously. Not how it was then, but how it would have been prior to the war. So I think the most interesting thing is the beauty that has returned, and everyone's got their own take on whether it's right or wrong or indifferent, but personally for me, to see it today in the beauty that it is, I'm glad they got their freedoms, I'm glad they got their country back, and long may that continue, not just here in the UK, across Europe. You'd hope one day across the world, but that's a big ask for human beings to put their differences aside, their levels of greed aside, and enjoy life. We all have our levels of greed, what we want, and sadly some people's is so high and so much that we end up having these wars and these battles. And I think, as most servicemen and ex-servicemen say, is there is an insurance policy, but we'd rather that you didn't have to use that insurance, and then you could decide these things amicably around the table. Well, let's all live in hope, cross our fingers. I'm going to continue enjoying the walk. I'm going to catch up with my colleagues, but they're probably enjoying me not being with them for a few minutes. And until then, and until later, joy to the world, lest we forget, love you all.